What's up, guys? Good morning. So today's topic is what the heck is this side hustle slash plan B opportunity that so many women that you probably see on Facebook are sharing out there, hoping that you'll consider. And I'm going to be answering also the question, does it require me who's considering it? Do I need to be a salesperson, like a really good recruiter, a salesperson or whatnot? And really wanted to share really what the world of what we are doing with a side hustle, otherwise known as network marketing, really is, and what we are doing and how it really works, and kind of just to debunk all the stuff that you probably hear out there that it requires, as you consider this probably an option as a part-time gig. I am a mom of three I have three children who are at school right now. I used to be an accountant by trade for the past decade prior to exploring the world of network marketing, which is what I do full-time now. And I don't want to say full-time because it literally is not full-time. It's probably about still, working it 10 hours, 15 hours a week. But that is what I do as a primary, in our household as a primary stream of income. But, I wanted to really just share with you because I know so many of my friends and, some people here on Facebook have inquired over time, really what this whole side hustle is and what this plan B is, and really if they could even fit it into the pockets of their day-to-day if they had a full-time job. Does it require them to be this awesome salesperson? Majority of the women I know are introverts like myself, so I kind of wanted to share this out there, really what the expectation is as someone who does something like myself from home, and really what the difference is compared to what this used to be in the 80s and 90s and even in the early 2000s compared to what we are doing today. So if you're hopping on live again, just let me know, and if you're watching the replay, type a 2, and let me know also if you are doing network marketing as part of your side hustle, or maybe if it is your primary stream of income. Also, I'd love to hear who's hopping on and is also involved in this awesome world of network marketing today. So let's get right to it, right? So first, what is this plan B side hustle that women keep talking about? So basically what it is, a new avenue of women in today's age, especially if you're using social media platforms, to really earn an income and literally part-time hours through, the leverage systems that we have available and the tools that we have, really to grow a team of also like-minded women who want to also earn that part-time or full-time income. So, network marketing today, I'm going to discuss, the different, how it was so different from the 80s and 90s compared to what it is today, because I know there's still kind of some of that stigma today where women are still wondering what the heck it is, and maybe it's still the same, vehicle and the same tactics that people used in the 80s. But let me tell you, it is far from anything of the like from the 80s and 90s, because in the 80s and 90s, network marketing, also called multi-level marketing, it used to be filled with home parties, live events, people going into these hotel meetings, right? And it really required the people who were enrolling as a distributor to collect inventory and hoard inventory. Like I remember when my mom and dad, right, they joined Amway in the 80s, and I would see, hordes and hordes of inventory from Amway being delivered to their garage, and so it really required of them to go out and resell those products, right? Whereas today, in the age of really turnkey business, literally business in a box, or even for millennials today, business in a backpack, that's what they like to call it now. It requires nothing of that sort. We literally can run our business through a mobile device, through our, with Wi-Fi connection, through our laptop, and literally take it as we go, right? From, the lunchtime hours. If we, when I used to work as in my 9-to-5 world, right, as an accountant, I would literally work my business in part-time pockets of my day, in 15-minute pockets, right, through the traffic that I was facing in my commute to and from the Bay Area, talking to people, hopping on trainings that, from the support of our companies that they had, right, hopping on live on my phone, and also really just leveraging the tools that we have today because of the power of the internet and social media. We are able to, do things that were different from the 80s. And I got to give props to those who were growing, businesses, network marketing businesses in the 80s, because, it required much more upfront costs. It required of you to really do a lot of push marketing. And I'm going to be talking more about that, what the difference is between push marketing and pull marketing in today's age. So in the 80s and 90s, it really required of that manpower to go out there and talk to people and actually be the system. The tools that they had back then were probably cassette tapes, right? I mean, that was their way of leveraging, their business, right? To pass on cassette tapes and videotapes and, lead them into a hall meeting, probably an event at a home, and really using a whiteboard. Remember those whiteboards that our parents used to use? If you guys had parents in network marketing back in the 80s, let me know, like, what company they were a part of. They had to use that, like, to actually grow a business, right? And although you can be successful in that, fast forward to today's age, literally, like, it's totally different. Like, I wouldn't even call it network marketing anymore. It needs to have its own name, like social commerce marketing or something, because it's a different ball game in today's age, right? You get your mobile, if you have a smartphone, let me know if you have a smartphone that you use every single day, right? If you use Facebook, and you're probably you do have Facebook account because you're watching this live right now, right? You've got Facebook, you've got Instagram, you've got LinkedIn, you've got the tools of the trade, social platforms where you can actually expose yourself, in a right manner to so many billions of people out there. Like for instance, Facebook, there's 2 billion people, over 2 billion people out there, right? And then on Instagram, there's over, 140 million people in the US, right? If your business is in the US and you're part of like a social commerce company that really embraces, this social platform, you've got 104 million people in the US using Instagram, right? You've got LinkedIn, which is probably like an underestimated tool, but it is so powerful that my team and I are actually starting to explore the world of LinkedIn. You've got 500 million people on LinkedIn, and then 250 million people are actually active on a weekly basis, right? But out of, how powerful this is, and I don't know if you guys are in business and network marketing, but, in LinkedIn, the power of knowing that only 3 million people actually share content there gives you the ability to really go out there, right, and expose yourself and really do the right kind of pull marketing to your prospects, right? And so that kind of gives you a glimpse of the power of how network marketing, and being paid over and over again for your one-time front-end effort to grow a team of, distributors who are in your front line, but they're also duplicating the same thing, which is what I'm going to share next with you, right? So, the first is duplication versus being a salesperson, right? Do I have to be a salesperson in network marketing? And the answer is truly, everyone is a salesperson, but I'm talking about, do I have to be an aggressive salesperson? The people that, we kind of think about when we're a salesperson in the car industry, right? The sleazy salesperson, right? Do I have to be one of those? Do I have to be an extrovert? Because I know for me, as a true introvert, that I had all those objections, and to let you know the truth about, this world of network marketing, it's better to be someone who's an introvert and can duplicate the model, because network marketing is all about simplicity and duplicating what works, right? And not necessarily knowing everything that you need to go out there and be the number one recruiter, because we have so many recruiters out there, so many people who are building a sales force of frontline recruiters, but those people cannot duplicate what they're doing. So they're out there being the expert in everything. But the whole idea, if you want to really grow a strong and steady team that duplicates, you got to not be the expert, which is what I love so much about this industry, is that, we have the tools on social media that we're using now today. Facebook groups, right? The power of using Facebook groups to do all the sharing, right? The videos that our team has inside of these Facebook groups that we can actually add and tag and message our prospects who want to learn more, right? We got to ask them and invite them to see if they'd like to learn more. And once they do, we're not being the expert. We're not verbal vomiting our company or products. We're instead letting the tools do the talking to allow us to know that because what they're watching, right, is really what's important, right? If you're doing all the talking, how can your prospect duplicate that, right? Especially if they're an introvert like myself. So keeping it simple, utilizing the power of the tools that your company and even your team already has in store for you to allow your prospects to do the investigating themselves, instead of being a salesperson. Because I think what people fail to realize, especially when you're trying to, you know, be the one who, the go-to person, is that people are watching you, the people enroll in your business the first time they take a look at how you're doing it, right? If you're spamming people on your feed on Facebook, I know this used to work, you know, many moons ago, a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, but if that's all you're doing is push marketing in a way that almost seems sleazy already, on your personal Facebook feed, you know, that's not going to work. Sure, it's going to catch a couple of people who may buy your product, but if they start watching you and seeing that that's all you're doing, they're going to start seeing like, oh my gosh, is this what I'm going to have to do to my friends and family? Heck no, I don't think I want to do that anymore. But if you're leading them into a private Facebook group that does all the sharing for you in there, then you know that you got their buy-in already, right? Then you can also to add and tag and message them inside of there. So there's a proper way to do it today, and there's the right expectations that you have to build, right, from the get-go when you're sharing it with them. Number two is, you know, in this day and age, with network marketing, you've got to instill pull marketing, right? Which is attraction marketing, which is what I, by the way, completely love about this, because, you know, it's almost like if you compare it to Lowe's or Home Depot, right? Do you see commercials there, or maybe YouTube videos on how-tos, right? We teach our team really the proper way to go out there and maybe shoot a live video like this one, and to really share with people, human beings first, connect on a human being manner first, and then marketing second, right? So you really definitely want to be a human and really be a personable person that people are attracted to, not necessarily by your looks, but the person that you are in front of them, right? Because people do business literally with people who they know and like and trust, right? And so many times as a network marketer, we're only pushing the business side, but who are you as a human being to them, right? And so with that, you know, there's this thing also that's called product placement. How many of you guys see in movies that, you know, they're not really blasting out products or anything, but you could see like literally behind them, there's a Pepsi can or an Apple phone or something that you see, because that's product placement, right? So what I love about network marketing these days and age is that, you know, we could use social media like Facebook and Instagram to really do an awesome job at really providing value to the people that, you know, can connect with, and people who, you know, you really want to do business with in a way that is providing them value first. But maybe at the end of your video, you can, you know, insert your little plug to invite them to explore more, right? So that's what I love literally about network marketing today, is that you can actually grow as a human being first and know that it's important to be a giver versus a taker, right? And when you're doing it right the long way, because this is not a freaking sprint, you guys. If you guys explore the world of network marketing, some people come in it to, you know, throw mud, see if it sticks, and if it doesn't, then they walk out and say it doesn't work. But, you know, if you're set with the right expectations, knowing that this is a legitimate business that really allows you to work it in part-time hours, but really growing yourself as an individual alongside, and having that expectation that this will and can be a vehicle that retires you from your full-time job, like it has mine and my sister's and so many thousands of people, right, in this industry. If you have that from the get-go and start sharing this with others in a way that makes this industry actually a lovable one versus something that people hate because of the way we're probably sharing it, you'll see that this is really a blessing at the end of this journey, right? So, you know, attraction marketing. So there's a difference between pull marketing and push marketing. If you guys know what the difference is, you know, put it down below, because there's one, we got to instill both types of marketing, right? One is the pull marketing, which is attraction marketing, getting out there and getting uncomfortable, sharing your viewpoints, right? Sharing who you are as a person, so that it attracts people to learn more about what you're doing. And then there's push marketing, which requires of anyone in any business to notify people that what we're doing in business, right? So, you know, we got to have a healthy balance of how to really utilize both, right? In a way that is serving the parties that you're sharing it with, right? Okay, so the third one is, you know, we got an awesome system in place, right? The systems in place that we have because of the tools that we have on social media You know, on Facebook, we have our Facebook groups. What systems do you really have, right? You know, again, it's not about being a salesperson, but it's about leading people into a funnel that allows them to use the systems that we have in place, right? So what I love about this, especially for introverts, you know, you just follow a simple system and detach yourself from the outcome, right? If you are following the system and leading people into something to view and following up with them on a consistent manner and knowing that, you know, eventually it'll lead into, you know, the success and your goals being achieved, right? Instead of expecting from the get-go that, you know, some people are not interested, but you know that you're following a system, and the system is what matters, right? It's the activity, not the results, that we need to focus on using social media, right? So what I love really is that we've got literally, you know, a 2-page, you know, for our business, and I think most network marketing companies ought to have this in place, and they probably do. We have like these systems in place from the first time someone enrolls as a consultant. Within the 24 hours that they enroll, they're already led into the next step. The next step is that, you know, we're going to add you into our team Facebook group, and then we're going to, you and your sponsor, the person who had enrolled you, will get with you, you know, within the first 48 hours. You're going to print this out system, right? They're gonna walk you through this expectations. Do you want to launch your business, or do you want to just dabble? So there's different questions that, you know, it doesn't require even the sponsor to be the expert. They're literally going through it together as they're both learning, right? Because a lot of people end up joining together, but literally, how awesome is that? Is it that you can literally leverage a Facebook group that has the videos of the trainings that you can go through with your partner, your business partner, to really keep it simple, right? It's all about simplicity. The human mind cannot decipher so many things in this day and age because of, you know, so many distractions, that the way to actually build this business is literally teaching an 8-year-old. If they can do it, then, you know, we ought to be able to do it too, right? So it's about the systems that we have in place. And then also, you know, having a way for us to, what's awesome is that there's so many platforms that we can use now, or I want to say not so many, but a handful of platforms that we can use, like Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, to generate an endless amount of leads, right? So I know for Facebook, it's a different than LinkedIn. You know, we have our closest friends and families, a social platform, right, to grow our network marketing business. But, you know, sometimes it can get frustrating because we only have, you know, those people that we are warm to. But now, how awesome is it that we can leverage the power of LinkedIn, right? So that's what I love about what we're getting into with, you know, the team that we have, is literally sharing with one another what is working so powerfully. We have a couple of rock stars in our team who is doing amazing at, you know, building their team on LinkedIn, and she's like really crushing it and training us in a way that is really allowing us to, you know, get it all prettied up in our LinkedIn profile, generate leads that are really wanting to throw their money at you, literally, and join your business because they see this as an optimal source of additional side hustle income, right? So this is what I love about, you know, utilizing the power of social media, right? How possible would it have been if we didn't have this, right? If I was talking to you face to face, right? Now we have the ability to present ourselves into a handful, 10 people, literally in my loft in my home, right? With my dog. Let me just show you my dog. Just laying there. Like, I can legit grow a business, you know, building it through the comfort of our own home. So this is what I really love about network marketing in today's age. And if you guys have not explored the opportunity to really, you know, entertain one of these in this lifetime, in this decade, especially as the millennials are growing from, you know, age 16, 17 to 18, you know, they're the largest consumer base in the freaking world. That's what I'm excited about, especially with Instagram and how we're now using the power of Instagram events, hosting them inside, you know, of these profiles for the millennial wave. It's so crazy how they are so much more open and are opting into exploring a business because they don't want to see they don't want to experience what, you know, we've done before them, right? Working the 9 to 5, they have a totally different wavelength of wanting to work for themselves and on their own terms. And their side hustle is like 100 times bolder than ours. Like they don't even have that comparison game where we're like, oh my gosh, is this a scheme or anything? They're like, I'm up for this, like literally. So that's how we're also growing our team with network marketing and the vehicle that we have today. So you know, if you guys are really interested in learning more about how to grow a side hustle, or even wanting to learn more about, you know, having one that really fits around your schedule, you know, alongside your full-time job, especially as a woman like me, I'd be more than happy to add you into our Facebook group, just so that you can kind of gain curiosity, right? And just see what we're really doing. I can add you into a few videos that we have inside of our communities, or 2 Facebook groups. And if you guys are interested, then just drop the comment curious below, or send me a private message. And yeah, I'll be free to add you guys and follow up on that. So hope you guys got a lot of value to this, and you guys are crushing it for 2019. And you guys are really, if you guys are in the business world, leveraging the power of social media, and just, you know, really failing forward, because, you know, you got to muck up in order to experience that long-term success. Let me just tell you that again, right? It's been 6 years in the making for me as a network marketer. So I've done a lot of flopping forward, face planting, and failing forward. And that is really the #1 key to really growing, you know, into today. Like 5 years from now, where do you want to go from today? Take action today, fail forward. I know there's a lot of casualties that you're probably going to have to endure. For those of you who are part of our team, you know, it's part of the business. It's part of growing as a person, but you're never gonna, you know, I love what Steve Harvey says in one of his YouTube videos. Your parachute's never gonna open unless you take the jump, right? So jump, like literally take action, and embrace the challenges that you go through, and getting uncomfortable, because on the other side of being uncomfortable is your greatest joys, your rewards, right? So go out there, face the fears. In the midst of the fears, my #1 tip is for you to go out and do it, because every single time it gets so much more comfortable. You'll get comfortable doing the uncomfortable, right? And that's what I had to do doing these Facebook Lives. Literally, I had to get out there, sweat my armpits off. And I like to tell my friends that I had literally had to jump in the shower and wash myself off because of sweating so much, right? So if it doesn't scare you, you're probably not playing big enough. So my goal is to really go out there and tell myself, watch me, right? If I'm not feeling uncomfortable, I'm obviously playing too small. And I think that goes the same for you. I hope this inspires you to go out there and make your impact to one person, even one person today, because that's all it starts with. And you'll see that, you know, your life grows individually as a person, but you're also being contagious to other people who want to be around that. So you guys take care, and I hope to see you guys on the next live. Take care. God bless.